Xylem vessels are adapted in a very specific way to carry out its function. Now, what exactly is this function, you might ask? That would be to transport water. Very vaguely said, xylem's function is to transport water throughout the plant. Usually you pick up water from the roots and you have to spread it all over the plant, stems, roots, leaves, everything. Okay. But when it comes to AS levels, just saying transport water will not cut it. And actually you should not, even if it does get you 1 mark or 2, just 1 mark at least, you should not do it. You should become more specific as to what you're talking about. Now I'm going to give you the function of xylem, and whenever you are asked about this is how you would answer. The function of xylem vessels can be explained as the conduction of water and dissolved minerals or mineral ions. Now, water is going to have a lot of organic and inorganic salts dissolved in it. So there's no filtration systems when it comes to plants. You can't just get just pure water into it, and that's not going to help either because plants need mineral ions to survive as well. So the function is the conduction of water and dissolved mineral ions from roots to other parts of the plant. Okay, other parts include stems, leaves, and latida. Right, now let's look at the structure of xylem vessels and how they are built. Now, all of a sudden, if you look at this, it's going to be very confusing and this will most prominently derail you, but that does not have to happen. I will guide you through this picture. Now, when we're talking about xylem, we can't just ignore phloem. Okay, now here we have xylem. And on the side of it, this is actually phloem. We'll get to the structure and function of phloem in a bit in the next subtopic, but for now, all you have to do is focus on xylem. Now, the thing is, whenever we're talking about xylem, we can't just forget phloem. Now, I would have cut this part off and just given you the xylem part, but you would have lost a lot of context. Vascular bundles, remember, they work in unison. Xylem and phloem, they work in unison, meaning they are going to interdepend on each other. That you will see very clearly in this chapter when we talk about how phloem transports substances and solvents and solutes. Now, for now, just focus on the xylem vessel elements, this and this. And something off the bat that you're going to recognize, or maybe not recognize, but see is these reddish thick bands going all along. Those bands are lignin. Those bands are known as lignin. What exactly is lignin and where is this lignin affecting this? Here we have something known as lignified cell walls. The reason being is that they prevent the vessels from collapsing. Lignin is a very hard, thick substance. Okay, when constantly water is traveling through all these tubes, these are generally tubes, no, you have a high hydrostatic pressure. You have a very high hydrostatic pressure. Lignin is going to help you prevent any form of collapsing of these vessels due to this high hydrostatic pressure. And you can clearly see, now let's just distinguish this with phloem right here. If you look at phloem, you can see it is made out of cells. 1 cell, 2 cells, 3 cells, like so. There are like holes in between the cells. We'll talk about those holes. But if you look at xylem, do you see? It is a continuous tube. Xylem vessel elements are a continuous tube. They're not made up of cells like this. 1 cell, 2 cell, 3 cell, 4 cell. No, there are no cells. It's a complete tube. Now let's comment on that like this. Xylem vessels have no end walls. No end walls. What do you mean end walls? No end cell walls. If you're talking about a plant cell, a very distinguishing factor that a plant cell should possess would be the cellular wall, apart from the cell membrane. But here, even if xylem vessel elements are made out of plant cells, they don't have end walls or a protoplasm. Don't worry about what protoplasm means, just think of it like cytoplasm. See, if you look at phloem, you can see the phloem vessels have the cytoplasm like this. They do have it. But xylem vessels, they don't. No end walls, no protoplasm to ensure mass flow, meaning to make sure that everything is going to flow. That's it. Okay, they are simply dead. All xylem vessel elements are dead. They're not living. They're dead and then they are lignified. That's all. They're dead and they are lignified. They have no end walls. Moving over to the right side picture, this is a transfer section from a vascular bundle as well. Like I told you, you can't forget about xylem and phloem separately, or you can't think of them separately, if you know what I'm talking about. Whenever you're talking about xylem vessels, phloem vessels are going to be next to it, but all you have to focus on here is this. This is the xylem vessel, or this is the xylem tube. These are the xylem tubes, and on the cellular walls we have lignin, and this is your entire vascular bundle as a whole. As a short summary, the function of xylem vessels are to conduct water and mineral ions from roots to the other parts of the plant, and this is the general xylem structure. The main constituent you have to remember is about lignin.